maybe also, I don't want to be harsh on Kepa, but it's maybe a karma stuff. Remember that he didn't want to be substituted some years ago on a penalty shootout, and Chelsea lost, and it's maybe that's just what somebody up there decided to punish him about. But I can agree with the statistics. I think it's a little bit unfair to Edouard Mendy, who made his national team win in the AFCON, stopping some penalty shootouts. So. Nothing is fair. Nothing is unfair. It's just a decision made by the technical staff, and players just have to accept it.
See, this is where. And by the way, what about the stats guru here?
I know. Stevie said, yeah.
But this is where it's the classic case. And look, I'm not totally against what they did.
Right.
And I'm not arguing that the stats are not pointing to the fact that maybe Kepa is slightly stronger in that part of his game. However, there are times where you're going to get stats sometimes and just throw them out the window and say, how's my top man goalkeeper, who has been brilliant, how's he played today? And the answer to that, the same as Kelleher, he was brilliant.
I'm not sure I agree with you, Craig. Listen, if I'm coaching that team and I know, it's if it's a centre forward or a right winger or a right back, and I'm going, this guy at that job is better than this guy. I mean, you're talking about feel, I'm guessing, because at the end of the day, the decision's made on pure fact. That's why I find it hard to agree with you, because I would have done the same thing.
Right.
Because if it goes the other way, then you go, well, hold on a second, why are you putting a guy in goal to save penalties when you have another guy who clearly is better at it?
Well, I don't think
anybody
would argue the fact that Mendy had stayed on. Mendy's one of the best. There's a reason Kepa's on the bench. Mendy's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, has proven it, is equally as big and tall and has that presence in the goal when you see them moving around. Look, as I say, I'm not, it doesn't bother me they made that decision. I'm only questioning, it doesn't always have to be that the stats are there, so that's correct.
Right.
When a player, it could be like saying,
guys,
we have the best penalty. One second, Frank. We're saying we have the best penalty taker on the team, so he has to take the penalty. But that best penalty taker might be A, carrying an injury, B, is extremely tired, as most of them were, or has had a bad game. So the mindset for that, say it was Mo Salah. He's the best for Liverpool, but he's had a horrendous game. Yeah. He's got a knock. He's super tired. Then the stats are befuddled and confused. It doesn't always have to be a bit of paper.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not like totally against what he did. I'm saying it just doesn't have to be that the stats are going to make the fact that he's going to save it better than Mendy, who is a brilliant goalkeeper.
Go on, Frank.
Yeah, I think it's as said Thomas. You can talk after the game and you can say any scenario that you want. But you had the same debate about Kelleher and Alisson, and you say, well, Alisson should play. And Stevie say that. At the end of the day, Kelleher was the man of the match. So to talk after, it's easier. You have to take a decision. I agree with you. I would have kept Mendy, but we cannot really criticize the technical staff for taking that decision and getting all the responsibilities of it. Again, it's just a decision that you make. It shouldn't be I think it wasn't the turning point. The turning point is more that Kepa is not a penalty shooter. It's not that he's not a good goalkeeper. He's not a penalty shooter. The penalty that he shot was horrendous. It was like a rugby thing that you do, when you just put a try on. So it's So the conversion was successful, not on the field.
I mean, I'm not criticising Tuchel at all. It's a decision that was made. I mean, some people will think it's good, some won't. My only point is it doesn't always have to be off a bit of paper.
Right.
It's got to be something's a bit more feeling about it. But I can understand why they did it. But the point is, he came on. He wasn't warm. He literally never had. I don't think he had a touch. There was 10 penalties, a couple of bad ones, and he didn't save them. That's what he was brought on to do.
Right.
And he wasn't able to basically do his job. Don't blame him for missing the penalty. But he wasn't. When Liverpool hit a couple of iffy penalties, that's what he was brought on for.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.